What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Forever Drew back at it with another banger. Today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people are kind of confused with their physique. They're not skinny, they're not too big, or they're just straight up confused whether they should bulk or cut. And I don't think my take is that controversial. I'm making French toast, y'all, if y'all didn't know. Oh, I burnt it. No. I don't think my take is that controversial, whether you should bulk or cut. I think it definitely depends on your fitness goals and your level of expertise and how experienced you are in the gym and how much muscle mass you have, because there's no reason you should be cutting if you look like a stick. Now, if let's say you're skinny but you have a little bit of love handles, you should still focus on putting on muscle. If you have a decent frame and you want to kind of get shredded for summer, I would say it's acceptable to then cut. But I wouldn't go on a hard cut unless you're trying to compete or you have a specific goal in mind. Like for summer, you want to get super lean, you know, for the girls and stuff, for the beach. Yeah, that makes sense. I've done that before. But my general advice to anyone starting out in the gym is to just focus on putting on lean muscle. And to do this, you don't have to do a bulk. People have this common misconception that you have to go on a massive dirty bulk and get all fat and shit. No, bro, you don't have to do that. If you're a beginner in the gym, all you need to do, work out consistently, follow a strict plan, and make sure that your diet stays in the caloric surplus or slightly above maintenance. So maintenance is basically how much calories you're consuming to where you're not losing or gaining any weight. You're just staying at your maintenance weight. So for example, I'm 175 pounds, and let's say I believe my maintenance is 2,200 calories. So if I were to eat 2,300 calories, I would be slightly above my maintenance calories. So that's, I would say probably 200. So 2,400 would be best for me to help that steady progression to put on lean muscle. Or you could stay at maintenance and still put on lean muscle. It's going to be slow and gradual over time though. And you really got to focus on the types of calories you're eating and making sure that your macros are in check, because the macros are very important and a lot of people sleep on it. Because yeah, your calories could be in check, but if let's say your protein intake isn't that high and you're not really prioritizing high protein foods, you're not gonna see much results from it. Because you could eat 2,000 calories a day, but let's say you're eating 80% carbs, 10% protein, and then 10% fats. You're not gonna build any muscle. So my recommendation for newbies starting out is to track the amount of calories that they're eating, and also to track their macros and eat in a slight maintenance or a slight surplus. Okay, now you may ask, Andrew, what is my maintenance? You could look it up. There's calculators that tell you your maintenance or what your maintenance should be. It depends on the individual though. So if you're older, your maintenance probably be a little higher or lower. And if you're younger, it might be a little higher. It depends on your activity levels, how active you are. Trial and error is what worked best for me. So I just kind of saw how my body reacted to me being on 2,500 calories. But I started from the top though. So I started from the top down. So I started at like 3,000 calories, which is for my size, I'm 5'10", 175. That's kind of on the higher side. So I started there, gained a little bit of weight. I said, okay, that's definitely not my maintenance. I lowered it, 2,800, still was gaining weight. And then it wasn't until I lowered it to a little bit below 2,500 when I still started like seeing that, okay, it's starting to move steady. So that's what I would recommend if you're trying to put on lean muscle over time. Because at the end of the day, guys, when you're cutting and bulking, it's this constant cycle of ups and downs. And for me, bro, I don't like to look fat like at any point. I like to be decently lean year round. Even if I'm not the most lean, I'll do like a mini bulk, meaning like 5 to 10 pounds, maybe 15 pounds max. But to the point to where my abs start to fade, I'll just start trying to lean down again and go on a slight deficit. So that's what I would recommend to beginners starting out, is to try not to get in this weird dilemma of cutting and bulking, because you're just going to be unhappy at the end. And you're going to be in this never-ending cycle of deciding whether you should cut or whether you should bulk. What you should do is get your ass up off the couch, stop giving yourself an excuse to eat chips and ice cream, and stay on a diet. Stay on a diet that you can stick to for a long period of time, for the rest of your life. And I found something that works for me. I eat 3 eggs, have a pack of oatmeal, put a half a scoop of protein in there. That's my breakfast. And I make sure for lunch I'm eating any sort of high protein foods. So it's either, right now in my fridge is ground beef, 93% lean, or that's chicken breast that I had earlier today. 1 pound of that, have it with jasmine rice, but we're golden. And then for dinner, I'll either have the remaining, so like half a pound for lunch and a half a pound for dinner, or I'll have a little bit more. So it just depends, but I try to stay within the 2200 range just so I can stay relatively lean. And then with all that, I also make sure I have a protein shake so I hit my protein. So I hit my protein intake. If you guys need a good flavored protein, I'm not sponsored or affiliated with Ghost in any way, but I really like their flavor. Check it out. It's Cinnabon. Really freaking good. Now, a lot of people have been talking shit because it has like all the sugar, but honestly, bro, fuck it, bro. It's not terrible, bro. It could be worse. You could be eating like ice cream, like literal bullshit. So I think this is a good alternative, if I do say so myself. Oh, it's hot. But I love having a solid protein powder that tastes good because it just makes it so much easier for you to hit your protein intake. And that's another thing too for beginners. I would definitely recommend to hop on some protein powder. Don't be nervous. Like a lot of beginners are like scared, like, oh, like what are the side effects of protein powder? Like they think it's like steroids. No, dude, this is just so you can hit your protein intake. And foods that you eat every day, like steak, ground beef, chicken, they all have protein in it. And that's probably the best source to get your protein from. But not everyone has a pound of ground beef lying in their fridge like I do. So this is an easier way for you to make sure that you're hitting your protein goals consistently. Because what people do and what I do sometimes if I'm low on protein, like my protein intake for the day, you can literally get this, get your protein bottle, and then double scoop the protein powder. And usually each protein powder that you buy has at least 25 grams of protein in it. So if you're double scooping, that's easy 50 grams of protein right there. That's literally a third of what you need for the day. Assuming like, what, you're like 150 pounds? Or let's say you're 200 pounds and that's a fourth. So it definitely helps as a supplement, which is what it is, to help get your protein intake. This is not a meal replacement though. I don't want to get this confused with any of you guys. This is not a meal replacement. You need to still be eating whole nutritional foods. But if you need to supplement extra protein on top of it, this is a great choice. And it also helps with my sweet cravings too. Now, Ghost, if you're watching this video, holla at your boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna make that. So we're just having French toast for dinner. Some protein, has eggs, and then bread. That was like my only source of carbs for today, really. And then we're having almond milk with the protein shake. Also recommend too. Almond milk mixed with the protein powder. Tastes delicious. Now if you're really trying to stay dialed in on your cut, then I would probably stick with water, but this fits within my calories and my macros, so I'm all straight, bro. But yeah, that would be my advice for y'all. Whether you should cut or bulk, man, fuck that. Do something called a main gain. That means maintain and gain over time. So you don't have to lose gains, you don't have to get all anorexic, or you don't have to get fat as shit in the process. Because who wants to be fat? There's not a time where I ever want to be fat. Like, yeah, if you guys got some value out of this video, helped answer your questions whether you should cut or bulk, especially as a beginner, I hope that helped answer your question. Just keep it simple. Don't try to starve yourself and don't try to overeat either. That's how you end up getting fatter than you already were. So just stick to a consistent program, a consistent meal plan. Don't overeat. Eat slightly at maintenance or slightly above maintenance, and then sticking to a nice program, strength training program that works best for you. And then you'll get results over time. Just consistency, repetition, getting used to it. It's gonna come, bro. Trust me. It's been proven, tried and proven, tested before. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy, Forever Drew, and we signing out. Ballin', 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 ballin'. Bad bitches keep calling.